You're listening to Were You Still Talking? No, that I don't like editing, but I like hearing the result. So let's yes,
Okay.
On the air.
I mean, as soon as I start opening my mouth, you should be recording.
Well, I
that's
actually
just
am recording.
You know what I'm saying?
But I don't like editing.
But I didn't hear the intro music.
The intro music you won't hear, but if you... I didn't know. I don't know what you know.
I have some. I know everything.
Today in my studio, I have Ryan Olson, back from the dead.
You remembered my name this time. If there's anything that I wanted was that Joel, what's your last name? Joel Albrecht would remember my name.
I get it. It's Albrecht.
I turned it.
Come on.
I flipped it on you.
Well, I don't expect anyone to remember my name. It's just your average Joe. Joel. It's so bizarre because I used to always get pissed off when people called me Joe. I'm like, it's not Joe, it's Joel. And now, who's the biggest podcaster on the planet? Some guy named Joe. Joe. Really? Just your average Joe. Whatever.
You ever done DMT? Dude. Oh my God. It'll blow your mind. Aliens.
Keep going. You're through half of his podcast.
I'm a carnivore diet and I'm shitting my pants, but it's worth it.
I smoke lots of marijuana.
Yep. And then I lift weights and then I go do a stand-up comedy tour with some pretty funny people, actually. He's funny. I like him.
I love his podcast. You know, actually, his comedy is it weighs on me a bit. I've heard him talk. I've heard him and other comedians say that once you start using swear words, it's because you're out of material. But that's all he It's all he does is swear a lot.
I don't fucking know about that.
Yeah. Why did you do that? Okay, I'm just gonna watch this for a minute. We're back live. We're not live.
Back with a pre-recorded live.
What are you not high right now?
Recorded live. I'm not high. I'm high.
We were just going through every Joe Rogan show ever, and the recording stopped. It glitched out. So no one's going to hear all the stuff, all our brilliance, brilliant
It was
comedy.
Copyright infringement. It's one of those, it's that new software app that you have on there.
That's probably what it is.
Copyright infringement.
It shuts it down.
Yep, shuts you down. Stop it.
I actually have to look into the Joe Rogan show because he stopped doing it live. Did you know that?
No.
I never saw any live recordings. I would always see them later, but he was on with some guest a week or two ago, and he said, and the guy was talking about it being live, and he said, no, we're not live anymore, actually. We can't, because they'll shut us down.
What, FCC will?
No, YouTube. FCC doesn't give a damn about anything, but YouTube is trying to be the, PC police, and I guess they get a lot of shit about copyrights. YouTube has gotten a lot of crap. So they're trying to, they're flagging things with bots, I think is what's happening. Oh. I'm not 100% sure about this, but it's great to pretend that I know what I'm talking about.
Misflagged, yeah.
So, yeah. So anything, anything that you put on your channel that's someone else's material can be flagged. And, they're throwing up videos constantly. They're constantly throwing up other people's videos. So depending on
throw that up.
Yeah.
Pull that up.
That's it.
John or whatever his name is.
Jeremy.
Yeah. Hey, throw that up.
Jamie.
Throw that up. See if you can do that real quick.
Exactly. Let me see that. So some of that apparently
Isn't that crazy?
Copyright.
It's crazy. Look at the size of those balls. They're huge. That's Joe.
Yeah,
my goodness.
That's it. It's so bizarre because this I've heard him enough that when a podcast starts like that, it's one of his comedian friends, and they start just like you were saying, balls, DMT, marijuana. I'm like, boring. But then he jumps in and he has an astrophysicist come on,
right?
To try
Brian Green, or no?
Was that it?
Well,
it was
Brian
really
Green
recently.
He's not. I don't think he's an astrophysicist. I think he's a quantum physicist.
Oh, quantum physicist.
Brian Green.
Astro-quantum. Anyway, explaining how the universe works, and
quantum physics.
blow your mind.
Yeah.
About
Seen Ant-Man?
about what they're finding out about the Big Bang and how everything we thought was wrong.
It wasn't just big. It was
now there's
huge.
these other theories. It was it depends though.
It was a huge, but it started out with super teeny tiny pinpoint.
So that super teeny tiny pinpoint,
bang.
Depending on your point of view.
And did it bang because it's a vacuum of science?
Yeah.
It's a vacuum. So you couldn't have banged. It was just
it's a vacuum now.
It was.
But this is after the Big Bang.
Man. Should have smoked some weed.
Yeah, this is the thing.
But I'm sober.
Crazy stuff. So this is actually the main reason I wanted to have you back. Because
I know because
you were the first
what?
person.
Here's the thing. I'm an INFJ, right? Myers-Briggs. You know what that means? It means I know everything.
No.
So you can't pull anything past me. I knew it because I posted the thing and I was doing some stuff, and you were like, "Hey, you want to be back on the podcast?" And I was like, "It's because I'm getting my shit together."
That's it.
I know.
That's why. And also because you're the first and only person to say I'm an alcoholic on my podcast. So when you say,
shame in the game,
I'm an alcoholic and I quit, I'm what?
Because
so
if you're the one...
I wanted to find out how. So let's get to that.
Yeah.
Because I know you're not, I don't know. I'm assuming you're not going to AAA.
No, but my friend...
Because your car's fine, but even AA, I suppose.
My friend that...
did go. He goes, I know that you don't do the whole God thing and you don't want to do meetings or anything like that. He goes, but I did, and it means something to me, and I want to recognize that it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he gave it to me, and that means a lot to me. Him giving that to me means more than like me going to the meetings and all that kind of stuff. Like to me, I don't know. To me, the whole battle was just an inability to say no. And I know a lot of people will probably argue against it. It's a disease, blah, 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 blah. I personally, I don't believe it. I don't think that it is a disease. I think you can become addicted to it and you can become physically dependent upon it, hence the shaking and all of the science of that. But for me, it was more of like drinking since I was 19, hard in the military, and then when I was out of it, still drinking, and then when I was in college, it was drinking because I missed the camaraderie of the military, and it wasn't the same.
But we're going to say it's a disease. Do you know why?
That's fine.
Do you know why they designate it as a disease? Do you know what that's about? It's not just about doctors saying, well, it's a disease. We know this because blah, blah, blah. I mean, they have found DNA traces of like where it is in your DNA that makes you an alcoholic. That's awesome. 52 days.
52 days.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Show that to the camera. What? Oh, camera. So anyway.
I have an app that it's a sobriety counter that
that's
counts
awesome.
my days. So you plug in when and
yeah.
And so here it says
so part of the
52 days or 1,261 hours or
apps.
Oh, I know.
Oh, internets.
Hang on here. 52 hours or 75,691 minutes.
92.
92 minutes or
yeah.
I think you know what's coming here. Come on. 4,541,536 seconds of sobriety, counting as we speak. 0 years though.
How many hectometers?
1 month.
That is really fantastic.
It is fun.
All I was going to mention is the part of the whole disease designation is not just we're scientists and we're going to tell you and we're telling you you have a disease. It's about funding. It's about funding. It's about money. So because my podcast isn't listened to very much, I can tell that secret. It's about, doctors getting funding to study alcoholism, to help with alcoholism.
Okay.
Because that's a really hard thing to get.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's a big
kind
part
of like the people in Congress who get paid by the oil companies to say that there isn't such a thing as climate change.
Or the opposite of that.
Right. Which we call the logic.
Opposite of
people.
that. Which we call logic.
Science.
Intelligence.
Facts.
Exactly.
And
facts
common
and things like that.
sense.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, part of it's you said you were drinking heavily since you were 19, and so was I, and so was a lot of people. The difference is, it was hard for you to stop, right?
Well,
I mean, an addiction is different than just I feel like because with pot,
some people
you can just stop.
Some people it's all the time, right? Constant, every day. You have to do it, right?
Right.
Other people. They recognize that another form is you stop and then you binge, hard. I am more of a binger. So, but my binges will last months.
Oh, interesting.
So
so you've been,
I was,
and there's probably a lot of people like that.
Yeah. This last time when I was just finally done, I was drinking. I mean, so I was trying to do the keto thing, lose weight, and I was doing that, right? And then I realized I found out that vodka was on the keto diet. Well, I like vodka anyway. I always have. Some people don't.
How is vodka on the keto? But anyway.
And then because it's clear, there's no I don't know. And anyway, so then I was like, 7-Up. I'm gonna mix it with 7-Up, right? Well,
not on the keto
there's
diet.
Fucking sugar in 7-Up, you dumbbell.
Yeah.
So I was drinking a 2 liter of 7-Up a day with my vodka. So a big bottle of vodka would last maybe 2 days.
Wow.
And when I'm talking
I think that's a lot.
I told you. I'd wake up and 11:30, be like, I'm bored. That's the thing with me. I was bored. I wasn't doing anything.
Interesting.
But the reason that happened is not because I'm lazy or I don't want to do things. I have agoraphobia.
Right.
And I have panic disorder and anxiety disorder and PTSD, all of that bundled into one fun, thing.
Right.
So on top of the depression and
so being at home all the time,
I'm bored.
You would get bored.
And it's a nice day. Might as well have a little party by myself.
Wow.
Yeah. No one to fight with then. Well, it's amazing how many things I punched. You know what I mean? A hypothetical argument.
Oh, hypothetical.
Simulator.
I thought you meant you had a bunch of holes in your house.
Well, I threw a lot of shit. I got a heavy bag though, so I can.
Well, that's good.
Or I punched the doors with a towel hanging on it so it doesn't.
Heavy bag's better, I think. Maybe you should get a dummy. Those Wing Chun dummies.
Yeah, they totally do. Yeah, on Ip Man.
Right.
Yeah.
On Ip Man.
So I'm sober.
Yeah. That's that. So now you're going to do some real drugs. We got what is that? Rockstar?
I want a new drug. It's Monster energy drink.
Monster.
Zero Ultra. Zero sugar, zero calories.
Zero Ultra.
Rawr.
How's that possible? How is that?
Sodium.
What's
It's complete sodium. As far as I can see, it's all sodium. Oh, but there's 100% niacin, 100%, which is vitamin B3, 100% vitamin B6, 100% vitamin B12, and then there's pancreatic acid. No, it's parthothionetic acid. If you can't pronounce it, you probably shouldn't drink it. Yeah, I don't know. And sodium, 180 milligrams.
So really, you're just going to piss it all out. That's how it's 0 calories.
Yeah, but I also justify it as that it's clear. You see it? Mm-hmm. It's clear. Mm-hmm. It's not red like the other one.
I drank one of those energy drinks one time. I was coming back from a late night shoot. I can't even remember. It might have been the first movie I worked on, which never came out. And we were at some bar out in the middle of nowhere, and it was 3 a.m. And so I grabbed an energy drink. I had never had an energy drink. I get 10 minutes down the road, and I'm like, woohoo! Hey, Hattie, I'm on my way. I'm not falling asleep.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Yeah. Woo. And I drink caffeine all the time, but those things just slam me.
Yeah. Man, a lot of people, I can't handle the taste of the regular ones, but for some reason, I tried this one, and I was like, man, that is delicious. It tastes like we're not even recording, were we?
We're not. Can we start over? No, we're good. Son of a bitch. Yeah. So you set up a voiceover studio. You're doing some voiceover now. We started to get into that. Wait a minute. No, back up. The alcoholism. All you did was you just stopped drinking. Yep. I mean, you just said enough.
Yeah.
Enough, Ryan.
My body
you talk to yourself. Enough, Ryan.
Yeah. My body said enough.
Oh, it was your body.
Last time I was here, did I talk about going to the emergency room?
No.
Well, I went to my stomach was doing this crazy thing and like bloating out and like hurting and my belly button.
You know,
was
I think
hurting.
you talked to me about that, but not about going to the ER.
Yeah. So I went to the what do you call that? The urgent care. And they were like, go to the emergency room.
Oh, really?
Like, go now. That's like,
no shit.
Abdominal pain can be very serious.
Right.
And so I was like, okay. And went but anyway, I was there for like 4 hours and they couldn't find anything wrong with me. Thing is, I know when my body is like, you got to stop drinking, dude. It's because of the drinking. You're doing that. I mean, vodka and 7-Up, like just straight all day with hardly any food, that's gonna rip you apart inside. So I'm sure I had ulcers.
What are you talking about?
I know.
What?
Yeah.
What are you listening to? You see, there you go, listening to doctors again.
See, I know.
You didn't get that from...
And yeah, see, you know why? Because, and also the doctors, they were like, oh no, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with you.
And you told them that you were drinking a bunch?
They go, well, your what is it, your liver or your kidneys, whichever one that is affected. They're like, yeah, they have the output of a heavy drinker, but they like kind of skimmed over it.
This is what I think is really scary about medicine today, is I feel like they're getting extremely nervous and extremely PC-based, where they don't want to tell people anything. They don't want to say, hey, dude, you're drinking too much.
Right.
They don't want to say, you're way too heavy, man. Back it off.
Yeah.
That's just like, they don't.
Because people will be like, don't you tell me how to live my life.
Exactly. And then they'll sue them for something, for some reason.
You offended me.
You offended. Oh, yeah. You offended me.
God.
Anyway,
how dare you
but you were okay. You just
I was fine. Yeah, and so I stopped, and then it gradually went away. And it's like I was taking 4 of those heartburn pills. Zantac.
God, yeah.
Taking like 4 of those a day.
That's a lot.
Just to keep the heartburn down, so I could keep drinking.
So right. Well, the thing that you probably realized, because you're in love with yourself and stuff, but there's lot.
Am. How could you not be with something this beautiful?
That's all I'm saying. So
I'm also a narcissist. If that hasn't,
it's still fantastic that you stopped, because plenty of people don't.
I know.
They're I'm taking 4 Zantac a day. I think I need to take 5.
Right.
So the fact that you kind of woke up in your mind and went, well, maybe if I stop drinking,
right,
this will stop happening, and I won't kill myself with alcohol, because that's kind of the next step.
This app also tells you how much money you've saved.
Oh, that's cool. What's the app called? I'll have to put it in my notes. Show notes.
It's called Nomo. Nomo. Nomo.
Wow.
I ain't doing this. Nomo. Nomo sobriety counter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you feel better?
Oh, man. I feel like...
That's really what I want to know.
I feel amazing. I am living my best life right now.
Are you?
It's so lit.
Yeah.
I'm doing the things
that's awesome.
but really on the real.
On the reels. I think that's reels.
on the REELZ. I feel great.
You also lost some weight?
Out and about. Yeah, I did. I was rolling around at like 230. My heaviest was 240. And then I was going like 230, and then, gradually down, and then it went back up again. Because I was like, I was done. Anyway, yeah, I stepped onto the scale yesterday and had lost 8 pounds since my last weigh-in, which was, so I weigh 210 now. So I was 218. Yeah, so I'm 210 now.
Excellent.
Yeah. I can bend over and breathe at the same time.
You said you were playing with your kid and you got winded, and
he filmed me.
And he filmed you.
And I rolled over on the couch, and my T-shirt came up, and my gut fell out, and I was like, "You're never filming me again."
No.
And then the other part of me goes, "Why don't you just lose some weight, dude? Why don't you just eat healthier and stop drinking and stop smoking?"
You could train with your friend.
With the sobriety, I'm also not no alcohol, no cigarettes, and no pot also for 52 days. All three.
All three. Wow.
Three of those. Because when
do you plan on keeping that up?
Yeah, because when I drink,
so no pot.
I don't have the urge. When I don't have the urge to smoke pot unless I've been drinking.
Okay.
Because pot makes me anxious. Very bad.
Me too. So I don't smoke very much, but when I'm
drunk,
I
I smoke a little bit, and then I kind of have anxiety, but not bad. It goes away, and then I can smoke all fucking day after the first hit, and then after I smoke a bowl, I want to smoke a cigarette because there's nothing better than a cigarette after a bowl. And then, so like I always tell people, I'm just like, if you see me smoking a cigarette, I am fucked up.
Oh, now I know.
I am having a good time.
Now I know. Next time I see you on the set, just having a cigarette on break. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can't. I gave up that whole sobriety thing.
You are so full of shit, dude. Yeah. And so then this month, I felt good about it. It strengthened me and made me feel good about my willpower. And so I decided to challenge myself to no fast food, no restaurant food for the month.
Oh, I saw that
February.
on your social site media.
Right. It's Facebook. That's the one that I predominantly
go on, and then you copy it to Instagram.
Right.
So
because
what
the peeps over there.
It's interesting because when you post that, I'm like, I can't even. That would be the easiest thing in the world for me because I never eat fast food.
Oh, really? Oh, man. I was drinking.
Shit is terrible.
It is. Oh, it's awful.
That's
absolutely
the 8
agree
pounds
with you.
right there. Oh, dude, that's the 8 pounds right there. It's salt and sugar.
And the no sugar from the 7-Up.
Right. So that's a lot of sugar to get rid of. Your body goes.
When I was drinking, Grubhub was my best friend.
Oh, right.
So
Sure.
Yeah.
Just call them up. It seems like you like to cook, though, don't you?
I love to cook, but see, when I get drunk, I'm too lazy.
Well, and you're drunk.
Get my ass in the kitchen.
It could be dangerous anyway. Yeah. You don't know.
Or sometimes I wake up and there's a post on Facebook and it says that there was one that said I got the munchies, right? And there was like a whole package of bratwursts, like beautifully made, some chicken with the spinach cream sauce slathered all up on top of it. I don't remember making that.
Oh, really?
So I wake up and
you completely black out like that.
Yeah. There one time I blacked out and there was food all over my kitchen and my spatula was busted in half.
Holy
man! I don't know who pissed me off, but
you didn't call your friends and
no idea.
Make sure they were okay.
Nothing. Nobody comes over. I drink by myself. Man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Enough, man. It's enough of that.
Right.
Enough of that.
Right.
My dog must be like, man.
Thank God.
What is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, your dog. I love you unconditionally, but this is much better, dude.
Yeah. He's like, you're actually taking me out on a regular schedule. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I bet. So do you still do keto?
Kind of.
Because modified.
It was never a long-lasting thing for me. It was for me. I was like I could cut a bunch of weight real fast.
Oh, okay.
I'm not eating so much bacon anymore. That bacon, and I've kind of cut down on the cheese. So but more heavy veggie heavy. So I'm roasting a lot of my vegetables, and then I made a tri-tip last week. And cut it up into little pieces and made a chimichurri, which is basically parsley, onions, garlic, or not onions, shallots.
Oh, shallots.
Okay,
yes.
Let me specify.
Shallots.
Fresh garlic minced. Shallots minced. Parsley minced.
And why don't you?
The zest of 1 lemon and the juice of 2. And 1 cup of olive oil, and you mix it together and put it on your taco.
Nice.
I've been eating tacos wrong my whole entire life. Just a corn tortilla toasted with some tri-tip and some chimichurri.
Sounds to me like you need a cooking channel.
See, my friend Chris White said that. He goes, we totally need to do it. And so I have an idea for one, and I don't know if I want to say it because somebody might steal it.
So don't say it, but just so you know, there's a billion videos uploaded today. So, don't expect too much, but there's no reason not to do it.
I'll probably not do it.
It'll be fun to do.
Probably won't do it.
Just do it. Come on.
But I want to, go around town and to the food trucks.
I'm the guy that
try it and then go home and be like, here's how you can make it yourself.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Lazy college.
Oh, you're telling me
students.
now.
That's what I'm telling you. The premise of it. But
I knew I'd get it out of you.
Okay, I was going to tell you anyway.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those guys that gives a build up like that and doesn't deliver.
All right.
That's actually anyway. So I'd go to the whatever food truck and take a bite, and the name of it was going to be "Eat It, Eugene." So I'd take a bite and go,
"Ooh,
eat it, Eugene."
Eat it.
And then we'd go to like a smoothie shop, and I'd go, "Suck it, Eugene." But go try this; it's really good, and here's how you can make it yourself.
Then you'll go to a bar and walk out and throw the shot gut on the ground and say, "Stop drinking, Eugene.
Stop it!
Stop it,
you drug addicts." Anyway,
no, I like that's a good idea.
Drink freely. I don't care.
It's a good idea.
Bother me. Yeah, the first one was going to be
well,
a hot
it's interesting.
dog stand.
It bothers me because when it's somebody I know, even though I've not known you forever, it can ruin your life, and so I don't like seeing my friends ruining their life. I have uncles, I have cousins who are heavy drinkers. It's probably about all they do. Keep making that noise you're hearing is me playing with my pen. Sorry about that. Me and my noisy ass studio. But it's interesting because I often think the same thing. Whatever, I don't care if you drink. But you did. Yeah, enough of that.
Brought some snacks.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. You were saying?
Nice.
So the joke behind that is that I asked Joel if I should bring snacks to the episode because last time we were here, at the time when I was on, I held the record for longest, and then somebody else broke it. So I thought, well, maybe we should bring snacks for survival if we're going to be doing this thing. And I brought up ideas like chips or pretzels or Nature Valley granola bar. Oh, can I say that or is that copyright? They're not going to. Nature Valley granola.
Oh, no.
Anything crunchy.
I can say anything on my podcast.
He said, no, do whatever.
I
said, Joel, I'm not going to bring crunchy things. I did. When I was leaving today, I was like, I'm going to do all of it. I'm like, I'm not drinking. Ka-chink, crack a beer, have a snack.
But instead, you brought a monster.
Want one?
No, thanks.
No?
No, that's cool.
I also brought these.
Corn chips?
Corn nuts. Okay, joke's over.
Okay, joke's over. No, it's good.
I like to milk things.
Yeah, I totally lost you just wanted me to lose my train of thought because it was getting so serious.
What did you want to know about me? That's true.
I can't remember. Oh, I was talking about drunk people.
The seriousness of watching your friends.
I was talking about how I usually care when it's friends of mine, and I often say the same thing to myself and others. Go ahead and drink. Who cares if someone wants to drink? But that's kind of mean.
I think I kind of
I care about other people in the world as well.
There are people that can just have a couple.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I like if you're at an Ninkasi.
And I don't want to judge people because they're drunks. I don't
do that anymore.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
I went to the VA a while back getting ready to do paperwork for a home loan. See if I could get eligible for that. And there was a dude that was in there, obviously homeless, and he was drunk. He was a severe alcoholic, and he was sitting there admitting it. He's like, "I can't sit here anymore. I got to go get a drink. I'm going to get sick. I got to go get well." And he just reeked of urine, and it was that was tough to see because I wanted to feel sorry for him, because he was a veteran, but at the same time, I'm like, you make your own decisions, dude. Like. He kept talking about how he had this great job with the DOJ, and then obviously I know why you don't have that job now, and I don't know. It was tough to see. I didn't like it.
It is hard to see, but yeah. Make your own decisions. I think there's more to it than that.
Well, I'm sure
there's a little more to it than that.
But I don't judge.
Yeah, good.
Anymore.
I don't. I do judge, but I try not to.
Easily could have been there,
right? I always feel like that too. It's not that the street's not that far away.
I was almost there. I was living in my grandma. She had just died. I was living in her house while they were selling it, and it sold. And I was working at the Dairy Mart on 99 and Royal, and got fired from there. So I didn't have a job.
We went over that last time.
Did we? Yeah.
We did.
Man.
That was terrible.
Yeah, see. I was almost there, so I can't really.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I feel like, I mean, I don't know why the homeless problem is exploding like it is, but it is exploding, especially on the I-5 corridor. And it seems to be right in line with the explosion of drug epidemics. You know, well, it seems like drugs and homelessness are kind of hand in hand. So
it kind of breeds irresponsibility, but kind of, you know.
Well, and you can't really. Drugs will make you crazy. Mm-hmm. That's what I hear anyway. They haven't. I don't think that's happened to me yet. They just.
Well, I've done.
I've been lucky. Have you really?
Yeah. And the truth
never done that.
The truth is, I really fucking liked it.
Did you?
And I liked it.
Yeah, I would
so much, but I like cocaine better,
Uh-huh.
and I like both of those things so much that I know that I can never do them again.
That's where I was.
So that's where I feel like I'm kind of lucky in that sense. Like,
right. Me too.
Kind of came to the awareness. I was like, man,
I was lucky in
in
two places because when I did cocaine, I was young. This was a million years ago. And there was two really good things about it. I couldn't get any more and I wasn't rich because that is the weirdest drug to me. It's not that fun, but instantly you want to do more. Just instantly, you're like, hey guys, we're out. Okay. And everyone in the room, okay. Where do we get
Wasn't
more?
It the best conversation you've ever had in your life? And man, you can play the guitar. Like, so good. And like, and if you didn't get it right, you'll just keep playing and keep doing it again. Man, is there another roll? Is there another rail right there?
And you've got this weird feeling, and your nose is numb, and the back of your throat's numb.
And you got the drip in the back.
You're starting to feel like crap, so
you better hit another.
Get some more.
Get another bump.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre drug.
And then when you're out, and you're like, you're cutting the straw so you can scrape out the whatever's in the straw.
Residue. It's weird stuff.
Licking a plate.
Like I say, because it's just not that fun. But probably neither was weed. I don't know. I was stoned too long to really
balanced it out.
Recognize it. Yeah. I mean, I smoked weed for a long time, and but it wasn't like today. Quite honestly.
Oh no, yeah.
It wasn't like today. It didn't cripple me, because now I can't imagine. Like I see lots of people on the Joe Rogan show, which we were referring to earlier, who like smoke all the time. Joe Rogan does. Kevin Smith does. These guys have huge, successful careers. They must work all the time. It's like, I don't get it. How can you function on today's, on modern weed?
I tried, because I never smoked weed before. Well, I don't think I ever smoked the kind of weed that like my parents grew up with. I never had drank a beer or did drugs until I was in the military. So I would say 19. But I never smoked weed. Well, I did one time smoked weed, and I coughed back into the bong and got bong water all over me. And then I passed out. and then I just like passed out in the hallway. And next thing I know, my girlfriend is like picking me up, and I'm like, oh my God. So that was like my first foray with weed.
Oh, so I can see where that would maybe make you think
oh
twice.
Man, I stunk. Oh man, it was funny. But like, yeah, and then I tried, smoking heavy on the regular, while I was doing my little production company, and that's just wasn't a good idea either. Drinking, smoking, not making good decisions, it was just silly. Silly. I have a bong and I have some weed, but I don't smoke it. It's for people that come over. They can smoke it.
Right. That's the new thing now. It's legal. It's like a liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
You got
it's like a
weed.
jar of nuts.
I got weed.
Mixed
I
nuts,
got a bong. I hardly ever touch it. Once in a while, I think maybe this will make me feel better. It never does.
No,
it never does.
That's when you have the anxiety attacks.
That's
stupid.
To me, it just makes my eyes burn, makes me sleepy. But yeah, that's because there's some bizarre problem I'm having with my mind. So you said you were doing voiceover books. You're trying to do voiceover.
I want to. So I'm kind of like doing, just personal projects. So I had this project where I put on a background in GarageBand and utilized sounds that were provided with Final Cut Pro, and So basically made it sound like I was in the woods at night next to a fire. And then I started reading the selected poems of Shel Silverstein.
Okay.
As this kind of country guy, and just doing just various poems and stuff. Because I remember I had a Shel Silverstein Where the Sidewalk Ends record when I was a kid, and he would do the music and recite his poems and stuff. So there was always like the what is it? Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride on a flying shoe. Hooray! What fun! It's time we flew. Cried Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Now Ickle was captain, and Pickle was crew. And Tickle served coffee and mulligan stew, and higher and higher and higher they flew. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too.
Nice. Why?
I mean, it's much longer than that.
Got it memorized.
A little bit of stuff, One sister for sale. That kind of just doing that. It's fun. Just to be in front of the mic and, play around.
Yeah. Do you know about ACX? Mm-mm. Go to acx.com and read all the stuff. It's a site that puts writers with producers, people who do books. Yeah. So you can audition for any book. I've auditioned for a ton. I've only gotten, it's kind of a messed up story. But no one will probably ever hear it. So I got that book and I thought, fantastic. It was a book of short stories. Oh, cool. And I thought, cool. And it was what they call royalty share. So I'm going to get something like 20% of the sales.
Whoa.
Yeah. You think that, right?
Oh.
Okay, right. It has sold one copy. It has sold one, which I didn't even think. I thought, how is that even possible? But then I did some research. Well, you've got millions of authors. It's just like anything else in the entertainment business. Yeah. You have millions of authors out there saying, do my book for royalty share. And you have hundreds of thousands of way more people like myself, not necessarily with equipment, but like myself, who are willing to try it. And, put out a book or two and see what happens. So long story short is I keep auditioning. I'm going to continue auditioning. It's really fun. You're right. I don't like the editing part, but it's a challenge.
Do you have to do the editing of that? Oh, okay.
I do. Well, the way I apply is as a producer that does everything because I can. So the first book taught me a ton. I would do a chapter and then I would edit it. And I found out that as a beginner, I needed about 4 passes to get it right. Because I would do the edit, I would fix it, then I would have Heidi listen to it, and then it was like, oh, shit. And then I'd fix all that stuff, and then I would need to take all the little clicks out, the little noises that are really hard to hear until you kind of zoom in and go, what is that? And you actually see them. Right. And then you go back and go past it, and you're like, how did I miss that?
Right.
Because it's like that noise you just made with your chair. That kind of... you didn't even
completely still.
Yeah, exactly. But it happens. And the weirdest thing is, when you're talking, when you go back and listen, I'm just talking here, like the poem you just read from your memory, when you go back and listen to it as an audience member or as an editor, you'll hear these little...
Oh, like when I...
Just, yeah. You hear things like that, and you're like, okay, got to do that line over. I mean, those can't be in there.
I fell in love with audiobooks when I was a teenager, and I got...
Oh, interesting.
Stephen King, I'm still a huge Stephen King fan. And so I got a collection of his short stories in audiobook form. I want to say it was Nightmares and Dreamscapes was the collection, the book collection.
That sounds familiar.
It had all these big stars doing this book, and it has background music, and it has
oh, interesting,
like footstep sounds to it, and every actor is a different. There's an actor for every character.
So they're doing it like a play,
like a radio play,
like a radio.
And I'm like, and that's it. And I was just like, this is amazing because it's not just one person reading. Because there were other ones where it was just Stephen King reading, and he has that really nasally, and I'm like, why does he read his own shit? It's much like, why is he even in his own movies? You're not. Who do you think you are? You're not Alfred Hitchcock.
It's really bizarre
But-
because some people hate authors reading their own stuff, and Stephen King's kind of a good example.
And my mom would be like, I can't listen to it because I can hear him.
Yeah, you can hear him doing it because he didn't have someone do it. He didn't have the right help, or you wouldn't have heard.
I was like, oh, I got this equipment now. I kind of want to do this thing. I would love to make books for the visually impaired. Like, they can't, like awesome books. And most of the good movies are adaptations of books, anyways. Nowadays, not necessarily saying they're good adaptations of the book, but good movies are based on books, and a lot of great television series are based on books, I've found.
Absolutely.
At least my favorites.
Yeah. And just tons of really fantastic movies. I'm forgetting the name of the author that I really like. He writes a lot of lawyer-y books.
Jon Griffin.
Jon Griffin. His first book, that's it.
INFJ, I know.
His first book was made into a movie. Not his first book, but one of his early books. Yeah, Rainmaker. And he got that deal like before he even had the book out there, and he got this movie deal, and he's thinking, whoa, yeah, yeehaw. Then, of course, he goes through the process of Hollywood, and he's like, okay, so it's fun because he's like, I'm happy to sell my books to someone who wants to make a movie out of it, and then I back away. It's not my movie, it's not my book anymore, it's a movie based on my book, which is really interesting. And in his case, I've heard other people do his books that were okay. I've heard him reading his books that it sounds perfect because he's got the accent.
He knows, yeah.
Well, he's got the accent of the people that he's trying to do an accent where it's a place, because he lives where it's based.
Where is it, Virginia?
So,
Norfolk?
Something like
Norfolk,
that.
Virginia?
Yeah, and it's not strong.
Right. Oh, it's very subtle.
He does it. I mean, when an actor does it, they do it like that. They overdo it. So when you just hear him read it, it doesn't feel weird because it's his accent.
So I got that book, the Accents and Dialects and Accent books. It comes with like 12 CDs and whatever. And so I got that book also to do two things.
That's a hard one.
Man.
This is the kind of thing you run into.
When my brain gets going.
When you read books, you run into this all. It's sentences that don't work. And it's like, why did this author write this?
To figure out the accents and, do that, get that kind of training. But also, I'm going to do it in front of the mic.
And so that's really good.
Just kind of do two things at once.
Yeah. But the reason I mention ACX is that you can go there and you can audition for books. And you can even audition for free books, and you'll probably get as many as you want. If you just audition for books that are royalty share, you'll get as many as you want. So it's up to you how much you want to work. You do have to be able to edit, and you have to be able to deliver the book the way they need it, like technically. So I'm sure you could learn that without any problem. What I'm getting at is it's a great way to practice. It's like, I'm doing all these auditions. I'm not getting anything right now. And there's two things that go on. One, they might take 3 months to decide. They might have 20 auditions to go through. So sometimes it's a lot of listening. It's a lot of listening. Sometimes a message pops up. We really love your voice, but we already had somebody for it. And this is like 3 months later. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll keep auditioning. So
sure. Yeah.
And it's just
can't let it get you down.
You can't let it get you down. Yeah. It's really good practice. It's good to practice your technique, practice your reading, practice your acting. I mean, I'm not acting at anything right now, but just to read books. And I finally got a best-selling author audition. Nice. Just because it was up there. I'm like, and it's the best audition I've read. I'm like, this is a real book. Whoa. and the next day it was taken. I'm like, oh, drat. But it was fun finally reading a decent book. I mean, the one that was put out there, some of the authors were good. It was a bunch of short stories. And I would promote it more, except that some of the stories are just nasty. They're all scary stories.
Oh, cool.
So when an author,
that's right up my alley.
You would love it then.
I would. Oh man,
Did you listen to the sample? You might be able to listen to it. I don't know. You can go on Amazon and get it.
The one you posted?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So you're the one person who bought it?
That'd be me.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Ryan.
I'm your number one fan.
Well, but you haven't listened to it.
Joel.
You haven't listened to it.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Some of the stories.
I remember you posted one, and
gruesome.
Really.
gruesome. And it's the kind of thing that you see in, like you see it on TV and in movies all the time. But on TV and in a movie, it's like that.
Mm-hmm. It's not described.
It's not described. It's
not in
camera pans to the scene of absolute disgust, and boom, it's gone.
See, that's why books and movies are different, completely different mediums, and I don't understand why people try to compare them.
It's true. They're not the same.
Nothing drives me more crazy than when people are like, yeah, but it's not as good as the book. Well, no shit.
Well, of course not.
It's not a book.
And other people might like it better because they'd rather watch a movie.
Yeah. That's not saying one is better than the other, but like they're two different things. You're comparing apples to oranges.
And you can't take the time to describe things in a movie like you do a book. I mean, if you want a book,
all of that detail is truncated into that one panning shot you were just described. Yeah.
So I find
it's all there.
So as someone reading the book, that's really hard because you got to read it, you got to go back and edit it, so you're going over that scene over and over, and also. When someone describes gore, it can be a page of description rather than a second.
Do you read it gory?
It's disgusting.
Do you get into it? Because sometimes I listen to audiobooks and it's just like, and there was blood on the floor and everybody was da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da.
Well, it depended on...
They were walking by and then there's it's just all deadpan and I'm like, well,
that's what they wanted.
Yeah,
that's what they want. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what people prefer most of the time. I did all kinds of different characters because there's a lot of different stories. So most of it was fairly deadpan. And to me, gore is actually worse when it's deadpan. When you're just describing this scene and they're not expecting it, you're just going along through the scene. And then he walked out and to the pigs, and the pigs were all, and then it describes what happened to the pigs. And, it's nasty.
See, I would put like sloshy foot, like quiet, like.
But that's modern audiobooks. That's not what they want.
Well, screw them.
Not what they ask for.
Then that's why you make your own recording.
Yeah, you can do it yourself. Yeah, sure, write your own book and then
whatever
record
I want. Don't you tell
me?
You
do whatever you want. I'm just giving you a suggestion.
Restrict me on what I can do with my creativity. How dare you restrict creativity? You call yourself an artist.
Don't you
Get
ever
out of
go
here.
to ACX and sign up.
Son of a
loser.
Jeez. I don't need money, Chris.
Oh, you want some vodka?
I don't need money,
Chris.
Joel.
And
Chris? Oh, Chris. Chris is my friend that I always hang out with.
Yeah, just help you with the studio.
Just force a habit.
Whatever. Just don't call me late to dinner, right? Yeah, that was my stool.
No, I'm here. You got ringing in your ears? Okay, maybe it was just my head.
It was. No, I didn't.
Did you ask me if I wanted some vodka?
Yeah, I did.
I caught it.
You caught it.
Oh, yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. I don't have vodka.
Yes,
Sorry,
I do.
I don't have
but
vodka.
no, thank you.
That stuff's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's one.
The truth is, yes, I do.
That's one drink I don't.
Oof.
Oh, well, that answers another one of my questions that I forgot to answer.
Oh.
Ask. So you do still.
Let me answer this in the form of a question.
Drink. What is I crave vodka?
What is yes? On the rocks, but I like my rocks gravel, which means crushed. I like crushed. I call it gravel.
And 7-Up.
I want it on the rocks. Just some gravel.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man.
Cool, man. So what kind of mic?
What?
You set up a studio. What kind of mic do you use? I always ask.
It's
tech stuff. Little tech stuff.
That's one of those.
You don't know?
It was a $200 bundle. Has a little thin one, and then a thing,
USB. It's a thing, and then
it's a little like a. It looks like a shotgun mic, but it's like this long, so it's real thin. It's like a Bob Barker.
Right. Sure.
Mic, that, and then it's got one kind of like this.
Uh-huh.
But I can't remember the name of it right now.
Okay, that's all right.
It was just basically get something to make something.
Right, get something to make sound.
I'm not that into the tech thing yet. I don't have that much money yet, so it was just kind of like it sounds good.
It works.
Fix your settings, and I'm not an audiophile, so I wouldn't really know the difference.
I was forced into audiophilia.
Jon Griffin.
No, that's not true. Jon Griffin was a big part of it. I had a real dissatisfaction with demos I would do with bands because I was in bands for a long time and I played drums and I never liked the way my drums sounded, and I often didn't like the way the things were recorded and or mixed. So I thought, let me just try this, and that takes you down a dark hole. So if you're thinking of doing that, don't do it. And I'm still, I've been doing audio for over 15 years myself, and I'm still like really learning. I mean, there's so much to learn still. Most of what I'm learning now doesn't apply because I'm doing a podcast. I don't need any of it. I mean, but I'm learning like advanced EQ and compression techniques and all this weird stuff, things to make your drums sound better. Yeah. And it's like, okay, that's useless. But oh well, I'm learning it.
Yeah, I have the stuff.
Might come back.
Mostly just to train the performer in me.
And that's good.
Doing the production company, I realized that I fucking hate that shit.
Oh, the tech stuff?
I hate. Oh my god. Like I would rather. I'd rather do anything else than set up shit. Like, but that's why we have these people, But I know how to do it. I appreciate knowing how to do it, or what you need to do, So like, like the music video I was in last week, they were trying to set up lights, and all the other actors were out drinking and smoking pot. No, yes, they were actually, and I declined. I said I appreciate the offer. Sharing is caring, and I'm glad you care. But I'm sober. Thank you very much. And then I wound up hanging out by myself for the rest of the shoot. But I noticed that the dudes setting up were trying to set up lights and get it right, and so I was my own stand-in. So I just went and sat there because I knew that they needed it. And it was going to be me anyway, so I just sat there.
Well, they're going to love you now.
Yeah, oh, they do.
What about when you shoot pictures? You're taking pictures again, you said.
Well, that's most. So Chris has LED lights that are nicer than my lights. I just have non-dimmable lights. You can bounce them. That has the umbrella things on them and all that. But he has the LED ones that can dim, and you can do the warmth, the K factor, the whatever, luminosity, whatever it is. And then so he brought those.
Let's not get too technical.
And we set people listen to this. I know they're going to be like, "What are you talking about?" So setting up the lights, and then I'm just like shooting, the pictures and trying to get back to like, getting my histogram correctly, not Instagram, my histogram on the camera, all balanced so that I have more range in the post editing with making it look.
So
awesome.
Do you enjoy that?
So I do actually. I really do. What I like about the being sober is that it's easier for me to get out. Because before
that's
it was like,
interesting too.
Because people would be like, "Hey, come on, let's go do this thing. You really can just do it." And I'm like, either I was drunk and I'm not going to go, or I was hungover and I wasn't going to go.
Yeah.
So either way, I wasn't going to go.
Because you were one of those. You invited me to go to a couple things. I keep clicking my pen. Sorry about that, audience.
Yeah, it's funny. I did. I invited you to go to improv.
Yeah.
And I didn't go because I was drunk.
You didn't go.
Yeah, and it's funny.
I was wondering if that's still happening.
It's funny because I pulled up your messenger to find your address for here.
And that was there.
And it was that address, and I was like, "There's no Cleveland Street right here." And then it was like 2 lines back up, it was like, "Oh, Van Buren." Okay, so I had to turn around.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff would get thrown in the waste,
right?
Just because I was either drunk or hungover. So it's much better now. Oh man, it's like I wake up in the morning.
No, awesome.
Did you know there's AM?
I'm afraid I do. Unfortunately.
Wow. Sometimes it's beautiful.
If you say so.
Like in the morning, like, wow. I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, that's what people tell me.
Yeah. So like, it's nice.
It's great.
And going out and being able to function with people and having the energy to kind of try to finish a project and be motivated and excited to do things and meeting new people, like, meeting new people at these various shoots and making friends and
that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call life.
It is.
Normal, everyday stuff for people.
Who knows what normal everyday is, but it keeps it from getting bored.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Going crazy.
Did I, let's see. Oh, life. That's so funny. That's one of the things I have written down here.
Life.
Life. How's life treating you? Well, it sounds like good. Sounds like really good.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better. My son is going to come this summer for the first time visit and stay with me for a while. So it's the first time that we'll be hanging out together and I'm not having to go to Arizona. So
oh, cool.
It's going to be nice. Yeah.
I didn't realize that you had to go to Arizona to see him.
Yeah.
So how old is he now?
9.
Wow.
Yeah. He's out riding horses and 3-wheelers today.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. His mom sent me a video of him on a 3-wheeler and I was like, what? There's a wheel missing. You get him off of that thing right now. Da 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 da. You know, just joking around because 3-wheelers not safe.
Not. I had a conversation.
So she's like, fine, and she put him on a horse.
A friend of mine was a
horse.
A friend of mine was a nurse that was like, don't ever put your kid on a 3-wheeler or a 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
Both of those things.
I don't like any of them.
They're scary.
I don't like motorcycles and I don't like guns.
You're safer in a stock car.
Oh, man, that would be so much fun.
Wouldn't it?
Ford versus Ferrari. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk to you about it because
good.
I want to see it.
I didn't finish it.
What, really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I probably will, though, because I'm a car guy.
But I think I didn't finish it
like,
because
you like cars?
I was too excited about going down and editing photos.
Okay, well, that's good.
You
That's a good reason not to finish a movie.
Because these photos are awesome, like the MMA photos. Go to my Facebook and look at my pictures, people.
What's your
like
Facebook?
them. I need the attention. I need the validation.
Facebook?
Ryan Olson.
Ryan Olson. Facebook.com.
Yeah.
Okay, Facebook, you owe me $10.
Give me some love, people.
That was a plug. We've plugged about 10 products today.
Yeah. None of which we're getting anything from.
Nothing.
Not a dang
Nothing.
thing. That's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. There was
fine.
something else I was going to ask. Did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I did.
What did you think of that movie?
I liked it.
Yeah, I was. I have a lot of friends who liked it that are sort of surprised they liked it. And I took a while to watch it because I hate Tarantino endings. You know, when Tarantino goes, okay, there's 30 minutes left. Here comes the guns. Here comes the knives. Right. I don't like, it's like, to me, that killed the Western that he just did.
Django.
The next one.
The Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight, like there was so much good in that. Suddenly it turns into this, what the, which I still think happened at the end of Hollywood, but not as much, not to the same degree.
Yeah, it was
but the movie,
flamethrower. The end was lit.
It was lit, but it was short-lived.
Yeah.
It was short-lived, and there was a reason for it. Like he literally, it was about Hollywood.
Yeah.
Let's do a Hollywood ending. You know, that's what it was about. I thought, and
I loved it.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They all lived happily ever after.
Right. My only
except for that one dude.
My surprise is that he didn't do his final scene like a spaghetti western, because he was talking about the brilliance and making this point about the brilliance of Sergio Leone throughout the film. So I thought, okay, we're going to get to the end. It's going to be a Sergio Leone showdown, but he didn't. He reverted to his usual, which is it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. Still worked.
I mean.
Still worked, but the Heidi, it's funny. Heidi is a dog person. First scene when the dog shows. This is 1969, okay? First, and all this stuff is everything's 1969. First scene with the dog, she's going, no. Nobody had that dog in 1969. It's so true.
Down.
It's so true. It's like,
oh wow,
that is not a dog anyone owned in Hollywood in '69. Wow. They didn't have them. It was German Shepherds or Dobermans. You watch any movie from that era, you'll see German Shepherds and Dobermans. That's what people had.
Do you think he knew that? Do you think he consciously made that?
I think he made that choice for the ending. Absolutely. It was all about the ending. That's the only dog that can do that. The only dog that will really do damage when it grabs a hold of someone's anything. Anyway, but the rest of it was amazing. After seeing it, and I kind of waited till after I saw it because I wanted to see all these things. I watched a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, And I was predicting
before or after?
After.
Okay.
I watched the movie first because I don't like spoilers.
Oh,
and
I don't either.
That's something that really annoys me.
I like to go in blind.
I like to go in blind, and it's almost impossible now. And, you know, they showed the end of the movie in the previews. This drives me nuts.
Yeah,
but every movie does this.
I hate to say it, but
that movie.
With movies, I do judge a book by its cover. I judge the movie by the movie poster. Well, and who's in it and who directed it, obviously. Sometimes I don't know who directed it because there's so many new of that coming around. But I can generally get a good idea if I like it or not based on that. And I'll maybe watch one trailer.
Oh, I see.
Right.
No, I'm the same way.
And then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna put a pin in it, and I'm gonna like it, and I'm gonna get it later. I wait for all of the stuff. I won't go to the theaters because I just have an issue with theaters. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I acquire it via the internet and watch it on my
What do you mean you buy
theater.
it for streaming?
I acquire it through my peers. Sharing is caring, people. And watch it on my own theater.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. When it gets to this, you know, they show this teaser trailer, and then they show the first trailer, and then they show the second trailer.
What is the deal now? There's a teaser for the trailer you're about to watch.
Exactly.
I already know I'm going to watch this trailer because I pushed the button to say watch this trailer.
Yeah, it drives me effing. It must work. It's marketing. And then
is the attention span that short these days?
It is.
Because you forget what you just pushed.
Yeah.
Weed is good these days.
Well, that's probably it.
It is. It's the good weed.
And then they do the behind the scenes before the movie's out.
Right.
That also drives me crazy. It's like, at least let me see the movie. Yeah. And then I'll decide if I want to go behind the scenes.
Remember in the good old days when DVDs first came out?
Oh my God. Yes.
And you'd watch it, and then you're like, oh, there's special features.
At the end of the DVD. Yeah. And the DVD was like 6 months after it had been in theaters. Right. It was way down the road.
Now it's like...
I mean, I'm so old, it was VHS. It was tapes. But, but they didn't have special features. What am I saying? Mm-hmm. DVDs are the ones that started putting those on there.
Did Laserdiscs have special features? No.
Laserdiscs probably did. Laserdiscs were actually the same as a DVD. They were the same, just bigger. But I mean, they were the same product.
Dual-sided.
It was just this thing that...
Yeah, they were awesome.
I suppose.
I liked them.
Your TV... That was the first time. Your TV couldn't see them.
The first time I watched... First Blood was on one of those. Uh-huh. But my dad's friend was one of those tech guys. I guess it would be what I am today.
Because most people,
the newest thing,
right? Most people's television could not see the difference between a Blu-ray and a DVD. Like their TV wasn't capable. It was like what? Yeah. So anyway, those did disappear, unfortunately. Now you have streaming everything, but now you can stream in.
There's no commercials,
and you can stream in 4K very soon.
I do,
even streaming in HD. Do you?
Yeah,
you have 4K,
Ultra HD streaming right now,
and you have the TV. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's
I have a 65-inch curve.
That's amazing. So what I started to say is, when I watched the movie, I guessed it correctly. He used all the film that he was emulating. So,
nice.
Yeah. So all those scenes where it looks different, like the old Western commercials, it was 16, awesome. And then most of the film was 35, and then some of the big shots were shot in 70.
Yeah, it's not just a filter they put on.
It's not just computer. A filter. It's I'm sure they did work on it in the computer because it's just part of production now. But he got it on film that way first. Cool. So
I just watched an awesome documentary called "Making Waves: The Art of Cinematic Sound" or whatever. Really awesome documentary about how they started in silent to talkies to mono sound with one speaker behind the screen, and then Barbra Streisand was like, we're going to use stereo.
That Barbra Streisand?
Yeah, we're going to use stereo for, what was that movie, Nashville or whatever it was with Chris Christopherson?
A Star is Born.
No, well, basically, yeah, I guess that's what it was.
No, that's what it was.
It wasn't. That's not the name that they did.
Oh, then it was different.
It was a different movie.
Different movie.
But she was like, she produced it. She was like,
maybe it was.
We're going to do it in stereo, and everybody's like, we don't do that. We don't. And she's like, we are, and they did it, and then everybody's like, oh my God, the sound.
Right.
Oh my God, it's a revelation of sound. And so we have her to thank for that, but then go to Coppola doing
Apocalypse Now.
Yep. And there he's like, we're going to do, in the back, in the corners, in the front, in the corners, 4 sides, based off of some Japanese conductor who had made an audio project where sound came from all 4 corners, and that's how you were supposed to listen to it. And he was like, yep, that's how we're going to do it. That's what I want to have happen in this film. And everybody's like, we can't do it. We don't know how to do it. And now it's like the standard.
Oh, it's way beyond
every
that.
film.
Now it's, now it's 7 speakers.
Even at home, like at home, I have center, right, left, back, right, and height speakers coming down. It's like, whoa, it's amazing.
It is
it's
amazing.
So fun.
And it's amazing how much people don't realize this, especially people that we make movies with, how much sound is a part of film.
Important.
It's so much of a film now. If you watch footage of action movies without the sound, it's like, oh, I could go to sleep. And not only can I go to sleep, I can see every piece of CGI.
You hear before you see.
It's so clear what all the CGI is. When you put the sound in, it just disappears.
Yep.
It just disappears. Yeah. Jurassic Park was so much of that was sound. Which was so
point
cool.
where the first thing that you hear in life is when you're in the womb.
Oh, right.
And then you hear the dad screaming or arguing with people talking, and then that's your first sense that gets tuned into you is your hearing.
And then you hear your mom screaming.
And then, right, like, I hate you, oh my God, don't you ever talk to Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the world. Smack.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah. And then, but no, like you hear something, you hear it, and then you look, so you hear it before you see it. So the sound is hugely important, I think. I think if the sound sucks, the movie kind of sucks, in my opinion. Yeah. And lighting, though, and sound are both like super duper.
It's rare that sound sucks these days, but it's true. And another. Well, maybe I only watch the best movies in the world. I am very picky about movies. I don't. There's a lot of movies.
There's a lot that
I think are crap that everyone else in the world goes to see, but it's like I'm not about to. Saving Private Ryan, though, was another one that, although I thought it was just another John Wayne movie at heart, the sound was what made it so groundbreaking, not the story. I mean, the story had been done. If you watched old war movies, they had done that story. But the fact that
not
they
in that way.
Not that way.
The thing is,
and
so they talked about that in that documentary about that first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And what they did was they talked to war veterans about what it sounded like, and the whole, like the way it was shot was very tunnel,
first person,
very tunnel vision. Right. There's never really a shot where you see the whole like reveal, like the longest day
till later on
reveal. Yeah. Right. And so the sound was kind of the same way, like that kind of a deal.
Right.
And there was no music underscored with it. It was all of that was just sound effects. And when the blast goes off and then there's no sound. Right. And he's like, it's all shaky and you can't hear anything, and dude catches on fire and you sort of hear like a dull as he lights up,
Yeah. It was amazing.
Purposely done that way,
No, absolutely amazing. And the thing that shocked me about that movie so much is that when I was a teenager and just past being a teenager, I watched a lot of rerun westerns, like the ones in
like
A Hollywood
Gunsmoke,
Story,
Maverick, or movies
like those westerns and movies. And I always thought, as a little kid, that's not what a gun sounds like. So I don't know why it took them 40 years to go, oh, here's what a gun sounds like. Because now not every movie, but almost every movie is going out and recording the guns that they're going to use and giving you something closer to a gun. Because a gun it doesn't seem to be able to translate on screen. Because most real gunshots they're so much quieter than they make them in a movie.
The most badass revolver in town on film? Indiana Jones. That thing is sounds like a cannon going off.
Exactly.
It is
well, then every gun
amazing...
sounded like that forever. Exactly.
I mean, just whoa!
Yeah, all the old westerns are that way.
And then you go shoot a real gun like that, and you're like, that's not Indiana Jones' gun.
It's like crack.
Like, that was anticlimactic.
It's like a big firecracker.
It's like throwing a real grenade. It's like you throw it, it just goes poof, and you're like, really? Nothing blew up. There was no flame. It just goes
no flame. It's bizarre because it's the opposite of that's true too. When you drop a bomb on a building,
why did I join
that's
the military?
so much bigger than anything you'll see in a movie. I mean, an actual bomb is massive, but it doesn't have blue flame and it doesn't have fire.
It's not cool.
It's not cool.
It's not cool, man.
It's not cool. How did we get on that? Anyway, sound, movie sound. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
movie sound.
Yeah, and they were talking about guns in that thing. They were saying that they just recycled they had a stock of recordings, and so it was
which I noticed as a little kid. Every time someone shot their 45,
it was the same one.
It was the same 45. Every time someone shot a Winchester, it was and this big echo. It doesn't matter where they are. Huge. It was. I was in a play. One of my first plays when I was 14, I think, was at the Very Little Theater. And it was American Primitive, which is what 1776 was based on. It's letters between John Quincy and Abigail Adams. And so there are parts of it when they're writing letters about the war. And there's like a battle scene that goes on. And the light sound guy did it himself. It was absolutely amazing.
Cool.
He just sat up there with a mic and made all these sounds.
Whoa,
it was
neat.
incredible.
Cool.
It was incredible. Yeah. Really something.
Awesome.
And it was the One-Armed Man.
What?
Seriously.
Really?
Yes. He directed it. He was I think he was directed it and doing sound. Mm-hmm. It's from, oh God, no, I'm forgetting the show. It's shot in.
It wasn't me. It was the One-Armed Man.
The One-Armed Man. Yeah. Geez.
The Tommy Lee Jones movie.
No, not that one. It was a series that shot here, and this actor played the One-Armed Man. Yeah, I'm completely spacing it. Famous director. It was a groundbreaking series shot in the forests of Oregon. And I cannot remember the name of it. Oh, no.
Fugitive.
No, that's a movie.
I thought it was based off of a series.
Well, it was. That's true. No, this was something far more bizarre. I'm totally blanking. I do this a lot. My damn head. My damn head.
Stupid college.
Everyone will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, everybody's yelling at the radio or the computer right now. Man,
little
I can't.
FM radio. That's it. They are.
War of the Worlds. Radio plays, man.
Radio plays are amazing.
That'd be fun. I was watching. Have
you ever gone
Disney,
to one?
No, like the Fred Crafts one.
Yeah.
No. I want to
I haven't either. I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't have any desire to go to a theater. I like to act, but I don't know. I have a thing with sitting in crowds. I just can't do it. I get all lightheaded. And
right.
Weird. So it's not that I'm like, I don't want to watch anybody else perform and do anything cool, because that's not true.
Oh, come on. I mean, that's true. That's what it is.
I like it. I just can't. I can't do crowds, man.
Yeah,
I can't. Not for that long. I can go in and maybe grab a snack or cracker and go back outside, but the smokers were the cool people.
It's interesting too, because most of the time where I met you and most of the places I see you is with a big crowd.
When was that?
Shooting ooze.
Oh yeah,
There's always a crowd there.
So uncomfortable there.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, fuck. Ugh.
You don't show it.
It wasn't good. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time that I felt really comfortable on that set, really comfortable, was the last shoot we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was when I was still nervous, but I was a little more comfortable with being around people and not really.
You mean the horror movie shoot? or the oof shoot?
Oh, the oof shoot.
Oh, the oof shoot. Oof
Yeah,
shoot.
the scary
That sounds
movie
pretty
shoot.
funny.
I was still pretty like I didn't like.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah, so I was.
That was a big
lot,
crowd.
but
Yeah.
trying to. Yeah, I still don't ever feel like myself when I'm doing that kind of stuff. I don't feel that comfortable. So,
Well, what you need to do is go method.
I always do.
Then how do you know what the crowd's like?
You don't know that I don't. You do. See, it worked. You didn't know. You're like, I thought you were fine. I'm
What
like,
crowd?
"Yeah, right."
I mean,
All I got to do is wipe my nuts in front of you.
Nick was telling me
totally
not to look in your eyes. And I just, no,
My eyes?
Screw you, Nick.
You get lost.
No, my eyes.
You'll get lost.
He
in
said,
these
"Don't
babies."
look in your eyes." Like what? Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, don't look in the lens.
No. I'm just throwing shit out there.
Oh.
It's not. It's not real. It's imaginary.
Oh. Okay.
Nobody's eyes. There are, yeah. I have heard of actors that say that on set.
See,
Don't look at their eyes.
Well,
and I
that's
honestly,
fucking bullshit. You
it's
look
not,
at
though.
So you look at
No,
one. Look
not
at
when-
one eye. Don't look at both of them
not
because
when
if you're like
acting to
looking,
everyone else.
your eyes, if they're going
that.
back and forth, you have to look at one eye or look in the center of their nose. Because if you're like looking regularly, I'm looking at both of your eyes, and if I'm watching you on a film, your eyes are going back and forth, and that's so distracting. I look at one eye, then my eyes are. If you could see us now, folks,
We're looking at each other's eyes.
we're communicating without communicating.
Something that is surprising, though, is that when you look in someone's eyes, it makes a big difference.
Well, it's standard training.
It is, but in normal conversation, you don't. And even on a
I do.
podcast,
That's why people
if you
feel
start,
uncomfortable around me.
Yeah, no, that's not it. It's
Well, don't tell me what it is because I don't want to change a damn thing.
no one ever feels uncomfortable around you, ever.
Yeah, right. Well, I have a toe on my keychain.
Ooh, you do have a toe on your keychain.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
It's from
That's bizarre.
from when I played the knave in the Shakespearean version of The Big Lebowski. Nick Blackadder actually emailed or sent me a picture of a copy of that book, The Two Gentlemen of Lebowski, which is a take on The Two Gentlemen of Verona, but it's The Big Lebowski. He's like, we should do it, and so I sent him the picture of me as the dude, the knave, and we did a reading fundraiser thing for for Trial by Fire Theater Company. When
right.
we were doing
When you were
that,
doing that.
and, so that's how I got that toe. I'll get your toe by 3:00, dude.
That's right.
In fact, I ran into a dude at Fred Meyer, and he was wearing the Lebowski sweater, and I of course recognized. I was like, "Hey!" And he had his headphones on, and I pointed at his sweater and gave him the thumbs up, and he was like, "Thanks." And then I walked away, and I was like, "I have a toe in my pocket. I have to show this dude the toe." And so I turned around and flagged him down, and he took out his headphone, and I was like, "I can get you a toe, dude." And he just cracked up.
I bet.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love having those. Like if I go to the store and I'm wearing my Lebowski sweater and somebody else is wearing the Lebowski sweater, nice. Dude abides,
It's a
man.
moment.
The dude abides.
But did you look him in the eye?
Absolutely.
You were...
I never miss an opportunity for a good eye gouging.
Good eye gouging with my eye. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's getting hot in here. So maybe
take off all our
we
clothes.
should wrap this up
okay.
before Ryan takes off all his clothes.
All right.
Hey, well, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
This has been Joel Albrecht
And
Ryan Olson with his
snacks.
pretzels and snacks. And you've been listening to Were You Still Talking? Thanks for coming on.
Again.
Twice. Episode 100, we'll have you back.
I'm a two-timer.
You are.
Two-faced.
Good man. Thank you so much. All right.
After these messages, we'll be right back.